Hello everybody, Average Gamer here, and welcome to a different video for Stonehearth. So, you guys know that I've been playing Stonehearth for a while now. And I've been trying to figure out something to get the game to be a little bit more fun. Trying to figure, it's the same game, right? You get to a certain point, and then it's like, okay, what do we do now? We've got all the jobs, we've got everything, and I wanted to point out one of the new mechanics that they're bringing in, the whole exploration system, where either people can go out to a certain point, and then every 6 days the world around you resets. These are the only ways to get tools. For example, footmen need swords, hoes, blacksmith hammers, things like that, to bring back to your town to actually give them the jobs to do. To be 100% honest with you, that idea, not so much I'm a fan of. Not the biggest fan of that, but I do like the idea. You have a secondary we'll say prototype, where basically you go out around you start in a small little area, and you go and you get these little talisman. These talisman then spawn a new biome around your area, and you can go out further and further and further, things like that. I like that idea. I think that's a really nice idea as well, but one of the problems there is that that they're having is what happens when you get too far out, right? They want to have the game about small little tiny communities and things like that. Then I realized something. What if you put the two together? For example, you get your talisman and you can spawn little areas around your map, and you make your map bigger and bigger, whether it be by a biome or not. You can make your little town, but then you can also send some people to an additional town. So you can have two small little towns. I have no problem with that. I like the game. I think you can build massive towns, massive cities if you wanted to, even though the max is 50. What you could be able to do, if they allow you to build these little biomes, if you've seen the YouTube videos that they put up, is actually a really good idea, where you spawn little areas and you should be able to set up little camps. The camps are, we'll say, autonomous, so it doesn't use up any of your hearthlings. It just goes to the location. You send some of your people there, they build it, and then they come back, type thing. It also uses as almost like a waypoint. So, for example, one of the problems they have is if they send hearthlings too far. Like, for example, if I try to send a hearthling from this town all the way up here, it's going to stop once or twice for food and then double back. It's going to stop for all sorts of stuff. That can be rectified by something very simple. Give the hearthlings backpacks. Have them craftable in one of the locations. And in that backpack, part of the requirements for the backpack is food, a bed or bedroll, and in this backpack it has a certain consumable, meaning that they can only go a certain distance before they have to start coming back. Have it so that these little outposts that really have no hearthlings in them, doesn't use up any of your population, create just a generic amount of resources for you. It doesn't strip the land bare. It doesn't do anything deconstructive to the land. It just basically looks at the area around it and produces something unique. I think that's one thing they can do. Like, for example, I should not be able to find things like iron, gold, copper, steel. I should not be able to produce any of those things really in this area at all. Right? I've dug down deep into the ground, yes, but I shouldn't really have the ability to really pull a lot of these things out of the ground. That's something that they can actually make unique. So I need steel. Well, I need iron and I need coal for that. Well, if in a certain, we'll say, mountainous biome that I've unlocked through a talisman, I can find that talisman, unlock it, get that mountainous biome near my town, send a couple of my hearthlings with bedrolls to that biome, set up an outpost, like a little building, and that building then starts producing coal and iron for me, whatever. Basically have it set up so every biome has one or two specific things. Then I have to send hearthlings there once every little while to ship them. or work out a certain way that I have to actually go. I can transport them from my outpost to my little town. Set up so that maybe we have beasts of burden, horses. Set up a walkway and basically tell the beast of burden, hey, I want you to go to the following biome. Here is the road I've designed for you. Now you have a reason for roads and pathways. You go there, you get whatever you need, and come back, kind of like almost like a transportation network. And you can have all these beasts of burden heading out and getting you things and bringing them back to your main town. That keeps away the whole idea of having massive communities or communities spread out all over the place. It still keeps your little hearthling separate. It gives the exploration where you want to explore more. Well, we need more iron. We need more coal. Well, we've already used up this one new biome. Well, what if we went and looked for another talisman to unlock yet another mountainous biome? Well, let's keep going. And you keep going and going and going, right? Yeah, you can go further, but you just give these people bedrolls. Say you can also upgrade or add additional things to these little outposts. So it looks like a town, like a little farmhouse or something, and you can just add little things to it. Tell it, hey, I want to build the following thing on you. And it uses up the local area around it. So if an area is short on wood, you have to tell one of your beasts of burden, hey, go to that location and drop off wood for me. From location A to location B. So you also have a little bit of a trade network going. I wouldn't mind that. Have it also set up where there's an actual, some sort of person that specifically just does that. There's another job. I don't like the idea of having to go out and find tools. Don't like that idea, but I do like the whole exploration. Keeping the town small, but being able to explore certain. You have to explore, right? Exploring is a major thing. Well, how is that biome specific minerals? Coal and iron are in one. Gold and silver are in another, right? Have it so that tin is in another, copper is in another. Have it so that certain biomes have certain things. Pearls in an archipelago biome, for example. A swamp biome has different types of food. An alpine biome has different kinds of food, different types of trees. Have different types of trees, have different types of colors now. So that you want to have that aesthetic look as well. Well, let's get different trees. Different ideas, the stuff like that. If they want to make villages small and they want to or keep the community, elevate the community, but exploration as well, you have to have a trade-off, right? So if you want to have exploration, you got to have a reason for exploration, but you also have to have a reason why people don't leave the main town. So in this case, having limited amount of resources in your starting area, but at the same time, in all the regions around you, having limited resources and having that centralized location, I think is a good thing. Being able to build an outpost that generates it, you're not going to be going into those regions and just digging them up and basically, strip mining the entire areas for all the resources. Have it so that it just generally and just naturally generates terrain. I think once you hit, say, 50 Hearthlings, or even 25, you should have the option at that point to build a secondary town. And then have the two towns trade. Especially if your map's bigger. I wouldn't mind that. I wouldn't mind being able to build, a town cut out of Minecraft, right? Having it self-sufficient, everything's good to go, everything's fine, and then turning around going, well, this is nice, but I want to start a new town. Well, instead of having to close everything out and load everything, I should be able to tell everyone, hey, so there's 25 people in this town, or there's 50 people in this town. I want to send 25 to a different location and have like this migration of people and be like, okay, well, we want to start a small little community over somewhere else and move those 25 to a different location. I wouldn't mind that because then you still have a small community. It's just separate into two groups. You have two small separate communities. I don't think that's hard whatsoever. You have one little small town like this up on a cliff that specializes in, food and clothing, and then another one specializes in weapons and and material goods, like furniture, for example. I wouldn't mind that. Even on a map this big, I'm contemplating setting up two small, two different towns, just to see how it would work. And I think it would be a good idea. I think it would be kind of fun. having your own two little towns, having them two of them trade and work together and all that stuff. I think it'd be pretty fun. But that's going to be that for this episode. We're going to be starting another Stonehearth. We're going to continue, sorry, this little Stonehearth building in the next episode. But I just wanted to kind of get that off my chest and say all that now. Anyways, thanks for watching. See you next time. Bye-bye.